Alright, last week I was able to get the cabin of the camper lifted up off the trailer, and now all I need to do is pull the other trailer underneath and lower it down. Sounds easy enough. Let's see how tough this is going to be. Okay, I started to move the new trailer underneath the cabin, and first thing I ran into was that the sawhorses weren't high enough for the wheel well to make it underneath this 4x6 beam. So I had to come up with another solution. All right, no problem. I'll just jack it up high enough and just long enough for me to get that wheel well underneath the beam, and I should be good to go. So pulled my jack over, threw a 4x4 on there to give it a little extra height, and jacked her up. And that seemed to work just fine. Okay, so I did have enough foresight to disconnect my tail lights and on both sides, and I just let them hang down by their wires because I knew that the beam would knock them off if I didn't do that. So I went to lower the jack down. I lowered it down as far as it would go, and I was still an inch too high. So I'm like, man, what am I going to do now? So I jacked it back up and started looking around for a solution. I noticed that I had a couple of 20-pound dumbbells sitting there. So I figured, well, that'll probably hold the weight. So I grabbed one, threw it under there, and figured that I'd be able to lower the jack down on top of the dumbbell. So when I lowered it down, it was resting on the dumbbell, and then that allowed me to swap out the 4x4 with this 2x10, which would then allow me to lower it down enough so that I could get it onto the trailer. So when I lowered it down, there was no weight on the front of the trailer, so the front of the trailer flew up into the air. So I had to jack it back up again and put these jack stands underneath the rear of the trailer. Then I was finally able to lower the cabin down, and then there was there's kind of an angle when I lowered it down, so the right hand side wasn't touching the beam, so I was able to easily swing that out and then essentially just remove it. And then I repeated that same process on the other side. So I got the cabin onto the new trailer, so let's take a quick walk around. Wasn't a perfect fit. You can see here that doesn't quite go to the edge on the sides. And also I've got the wheel wells here that don't line up. I'm going to have to come up with a solution for that as well. But it's a pretty good fit. I'm going to have to seal the bottom because you don't want to have wood sitting on top of wood. That's kind of an invitation for rot, but I'll do something about that next week. But here it is. Let me back up, get a better view. It's not too bad. I think I'm gonna like it. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching.